going on, guys? It's Great Scott's back here with episode 3 of Grand Tacticians, the Civil War 1861 to 65. This is the early access, the beta. Wouldn't you know it, I stopped the second episode, and no sooner had I ended that than we got a new update. And so we're going to test and see if the previous campaign, which ended on March 19th here, is playable. Then we'll go ahead and play it. If not, then you'll probably never hear this video because I'll probably just start a new one, and we'll go from the latest update. While we're loading, it's worth mentioning, I really do like the game and the work that these largely three guys have put into it, and they've been fantastic about getting bug crashes and stuff sorted out. I believe that this patch today was the third or fourth. This is September 1st, and the game came out August 21st, and that is at least the third and maybe the fourth patch that they've put out since then. Yeah, there are lots of things they know about it. They're good about responding in Steam and everything else about the problems people are finding. And so we'll see how things go. Let me actually just pick up where we left off. So we're still researching the policies. I think one of the things I said at the end of the last video was I was worried that the glitch where these policies would unselect when you screened out would be back. I also found that in a previous campaign that it unselected after a manual battle, and so we still haven't fought one of those since the last one it was March 17th, not 16th, and we'll see if that continues here. But I am picking up where I left off. I'm going to try to sneak in and with the army of the Shenandoah, try to sneak in. Let's see if they held back our settings. They did, so we're still in defensive stance. Try to maybe Johnston isn't having any of it. Maybe he knows better than I'm sure he does. I have no doubt about that. Heck, if they'll engage, I'll engage them. Over here is the Department of Virginia. They have gone. This is a different glitch. This shows that the Department of Virginia, if you remember last time I was moving Hampton's division from Richmond, I was inching up to try to get Department of Virginia over here. They seem to have left, and so we have Hampton's division with not a whole lot to do. So I think what I'll do is we'll move up here. This is Harper. This is Fredericksburg. We'll take it if we can. And we'll go from there. Army of the Southwest is plugging along. Not much movement there. But they're falling back, and the reason was, again, because the Department of Pennsylvania is coming from. The Department of Pennsylvania is usually pretty large, 10,000 troops. I would just like the department, I believe it's the Department of the, it's the Army of the Northwest. So now they have almost everybody. And so that means I'm going to characteristically change my mind, and we are not going to fall back. I think that was to Stanton. We're gonna cancel that, and when we do, we're going to turn around and we're going to take it to the Department of Pennsylvania. Making good time here with Chase and the Florida militia. Who would have thought? But yeah, they're doing what I wanted to do, is mostly Columbus, Cairo, and Paducah, and then I'm going to turn them east-northeast. We're going to start taking some stuff. I want to drive them towards Louisville. Beauregard over here with the South Carolina militia is going to move Lexington, and if we can take Lexington and Louisville, they can then jointly push on Covington and Cincinnati, and with that we should be able to get Kentucky. Remember, Kansas. So I think I had this bug before where it says that Kansas is union supported. You guys all saw Kansas as a slave state was one of the 3 policies. I don't know, though, that I can recruit from it. I cannot. Yikes. So the entire justification for that was to you take a policy because it gives you something that you can't get elsewhere, and the previous campaign that held true, but this time around, so the bug in the last campaign is that Kansas showed up as a union state. If you look in the near the top right underneath that compass, it'll say, it said union. It still supports CSA 55%, but in the last campaign, I could still recruit from Kansas. And so this is one of the things I told the devs about, and maybe they got to it, maybe they didn't. But yeah, that's, well, we'll see how it goes. You know, I think I've expected things to move faster than they would in the campaign, and so maybe there's a lag, and maybe there'll be some report about Kansas joining us later. But honestly, whether they do or they don't is pretty insignificant, because there aren't going to be huge, I don't believe there are huge numbers there to recruit. We have the 27th coming in. Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible idea if they're thinking that they're going to engage, but if they'll take the engagement, I'll do that. I think I can inch up with the Army of the Potomac so that we take Alexandria without taking Fort Washington. I also think I might be wrong, and we might be able to engage, and we'll probably lose, because that's where the state of I don't know if they're called fort battles, but basically fort battles left off. I know that the devs were getting an earful of it in Steam, and so maybe they were able to make changes for this one, maybe they weren't. We will find out. I also realized when reviewing the previous episode that the sound that was playing through my headphones is not always playing in here, so you don't actually hear that there is a good soundtrack. You won't hear it in battle anyways, at least not yet. I mean, I doubt that this patch did it, but that's where we stand on the sound. It really is good. It's not, there's another very popular Civil War game that I like very much, but it's basically the same song or two. It seems like repeating over and over, and it's not really good. It's a big miss. All right, so having settled here, no, I don't want to do that. I actually want to go through Kentucky to make sure that we get what we actually get the cities, and well, they're mostly towns in the state. All right, McCullough is plugging through Missouri. It's not how I say it, but he is. And yeah, everything else is pretty much working out as planned. That's too bad. I wish we had had the chance to fight it. That would have been nice. But a win is a win is a win. And other brilliant quotes. Alright, we do not want to move too far south. That is a trap, to quote the great Admiral Akbar. What we want to do is run up and... No. We can do that, because we won't... I don't think we'll hit a garrison. We did not... Still can't take Alexandria. It's alright. Army of the Southwest. Yeah, we're moving up to Pittsburgh. I guess the Department of Pennsylvania has decided they would like to come back, and that might put them in a good showdown. That'd be nice to have those before that battle. It would probably give us pretty even numbers if we did. No, that would give us an advantage if they did. Probably even numbers if they don't show up. But that could be interesting. We had a couple policies trigger, so they're researched. So we did finish off industrialization. I'll say agriculture. It's King Cotton too. we already did the tariff act. Even with the tariff act, we still have British intervention at 34%, which I think, for still being March 1861. Basically, I think the fighting's been going on for about 2 weeks. I'm not going to complain. We have hit the limit on policies because I haven't agreed to fund anymore. And I think there's also this bug still where, now maybe I can't choose a new policy, but maybe I have to choose an act, because in the previous iterations of this, sometimes you couldn't choose a policy that you could actually choose until you selected an act, and then it would open up as an option. Of all of these, I mean, this one would be pretty insignificant. The trading fleet will suffer. What trading fleet? I'm not really sure. I'm not going to do this one because, again, I really don't care what the Europeans think. And one would think that if I'm going to create a shortage of cotton, that's then going to hurt my ability to produce and maybe to also tax it. And so I don't think it's really worth it. I'm not going to do bounties because I'm not in a position where I think we really need it yet. Conscription Act. I don't see anything here that says that taking the Conscription Act is going to lower the number of volunteers. I mean, there may be riots, but I don't think so. I'm willing to risk it at this point and see, yeah, it does open up the other policies. So I'm gonna jack up the funding. I think 5 is all we can ever get as a max. So I got 3 more. So at this point, what I've been doing is I'll take industrialization 3, King Cotton 3. I'll keep an eye on the finances. I'm willing to do revenue 2, but I don't think we have to do it yet. Maybe we'll keep recruitment in there because I think there might be a lag between when you choose recruitment and when other things happen. All right, the overview where things stand on March 23rd. National morale has, I think the union started with about 90. I think it was 90. And they've been taken down quite a bit. Men fielded is probably correct. This is one of the big lags in the previous game. The number of men fielded was really having trouble catching up. We still have a problem with total casualties. It may just be lagged and entered in later, but we know from that previous battle that they took well over 100 dead and I believe a couple hundred wounded. So that's where things stand. And again, I've never seen European relations change. Sure, now that I said it, I'll be wrong, but that's where we are. Alright, maybe we will... Sometimes you get snuck into battles. What's going on? Somebody's bombarding something probably on the East Coast. Yeah. Okay. Well, have fun. More concerned with these guys ending up in a fight that they're not supposed to be in. So far so good. They're not. We're going up to Harrisburg, and I think it's time to move it up to 10x speed because we're just doing a lot of marching at this point. Ah yes, the Great Battle of Baltimore. Everybody remembers that one from the history books. That's right, we do have Hampton's division here. We've taken this. Sometimes this used to revert. Yeah, it's still reverting back to the Union, Williamsburg. So maybe we'll just run back and forth. It'll be a use for Magruder and his division. For those of you who've played other games with a lot of map watching, Europa Universalis 4 and others, it's a part of this, but it's not as much map watching. I mean, you can't fight battles in those or anything, whereas here you can definitely do that, and you probably should. I'm not going to do that. I've played this game enough times to know that it's probably going to end up forcing me to garrison something. So you're back there. Let's try to take Baltimore. Out here, we are going to move in on Pittsburgh. If they're not going to defend it, we'll take it. Conscription, yeah, it has been introduced. Missouri secedes, so that was pretty much on time. Even though the state secedes, it does not mean that every thing in Missouri secedes, and I recall that usually the top, the northern bit, does not. And so what I'm actually going to do is going to go out here to Kansas, which is supposed to be part of the CSA, and we're going to make sure that those states jump into, or those localities jump into the CSA. It may or may not be a long war, but if it is, you want as much economic weight behind you as you can muster, and so more is better. Looks like we've now taken Kentucky. No, we have not taken Kentucky as a state. We are moving north, though, because Covington and Cincinnati seem to be pretty important to making sure that Kentucky secedes. All right, Department of Pennsylvania's Army Northwest. So, we're going to get the breakdown. What's it going to be? Prepare for battle. Yeah, that's the idea. Auto-resolve. You're not going to tell us what it is? 15,046 guns. About 10,009 guns. I don't want to have the AI screw this up. Not that it necessarily would, but the battles are pretty fun. I think, again, understanding that this game is probably months away from the initial finalizing, and I think even then the developers are going to take this as an iterative process. They're probably going to do more to patch it and build it up. Inconclusive, yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So this is, I think, the Antietam map. Well, looks like Antietam down there. The Union's coming in from the right. So they have this raid, Porterston. I think the AI usually goes for the kind of victory points. So, expecting that, we'll line up here. Let's just do it in line formation. They may actually move faster in other ways. I don't know. We will grab our skirmishers, kind of poor man's cav. We'll grab those and we'll get rocking. If I was sure that we were going to be involved, I don't think they'll get skirmishers. They're too small. Oh, they can. No, they can't. I guess they're just now in skirmish. I'm not sure what that means, so we'll take them out. Yeah, if we actually get into battle, one of the things I have to do with the infantry regiments is I'll turn them to long range. Again, I guess that's okay because we're not really sure where they're going to be. Just so that they do engage at long range. You have a long walk, so we'll move you. I don't want to be surprised. Move you up there. Move you over to the... What? No. Welp. Yeah, that was the glitch I mentioned in the previous episode's video. Sometimes they just kind of shoot across. Whoa, I guess it did it with these guys too. It's early access. It's fine. And they, you know what, they were going to get there anyways. It's just they've just saved us the time of watching them march across the screen. Yeah. We moving out here? Okay. Send those guys up there. Maybe we should send you there until we see anything pop up on the map. Let's also get this moving a bit faster until we see something or anything. Okay. So, are they withdrawing? Nope. Maybe they're just turning. Okay. So, we have found them. I think I'd rather have a few more up here. Move you over to there. Move you guys over to there. You don't need to go there anymore. Actually, no. There you go. And once this is done, we will. Right, now we're moving slower for some reason. I don't think we're going to assume defensive positions that far back. If the computers or the AI is going to be that passive, or glitchy, or whatever, we're going to move up. Looks like maybe we would set up. Well, we could get the RD set up here. I don't really want the infantry in the cornfield, but we might be able to move them through the trees on the left, hold a few back on the right in case the RD gets charged, but that would be the plan for them. So we'll get Porterfield, hopefully, to get with it. No, we don't want that. We'll do it like this, just so the RD more or less ends up where I want them to. We'll move the infantry. They're probably going to get there before the RD anyways. And we'll move them to where they need to be as they get closer. But for now, we'll get people loaded up to the right spot. If I were going to be ultra cautious, maybe I'd sit back, but not sure anybody wants that. I don't know that I understand why the RD is, Doubleday's RD is just kind of detached itself and doing whatever that was over in the corner. Alright, so Walker's over there, we're in cover, let's just lay down. We're not trying to impose huge casualties. Probably couldn't do it if we wanted to. With skirmishers, we're just looking to buy time to get a good spot. AI looks like it's moving up its forces slowly. Why don't we move these guys over here? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if it was a bit too adventurous. Now look at this! Second time in a row, I'm eating my words here on the AI's ability to deal with skirmishers. They are deploying skirmishers, good counter to skirmishers. They were having trouble with that in the past. I don't think I'm going to chase that already. I don't know what they're doing. It seems to be bugging out, and famous last words will probably be a non-factor in the battle. Alright, but we're holding stuff up. Maybe we'll try to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so you're done doing that. Then over there. Now we can't hit them because we're laying down. We're out of range. But if I'm in the woods and laying down and they want to shoot at me, I'm kind of okay with that. It's a waste of their ammo. It's a waste of their time. And I'm perfectly happy wasting their time. I don't know where these guys came from. How they got so close so fast. Well, 12 became 19 casualties. Yeah. Now we're just taking casualties without giving any. Now we're going to take more casualties, but we're going to give some back. Trying to get most of you guys pointed there. Yeah, and they're just going to get on there. Yeah, I mean, if your goal is to hold, that's alright. How's the rest of the... Jeez. Well, the road will get them here, but it's going to take a while. On the big board, how are we doing? Pretty light all around. 10 killed to 4. Looks like the skirmisher battles may be turning into a kind of pillow fight. Well, that unit's up to 50 killed, 55. Now, as long as their morale holds, I can do it, but if the morale starts to waver below confident, they gotta be brought back. I also want to see if we got any perks. Might as well use them now if we do. Did any of that do anything? Oh, 35 to 8 in terms of killed. 3 to 1 approximately casualties, and I did not see where the rest of the army was. Still not really an issue yet. Doubleday seems to be returning. Perhaps leaving them alone was a mistake. But that was that. These guys are advancing. Yeah, 70 casualties over there. 2 here. 20. Okay, we'll give them marksmanship. Sharpshooters. Again. driving hard on the center here. 75. I wonder if I can hit those guys. Yeah, so I mean, if I think they're laying down, maybe. If they're gonna lay down, I'm gonna lay down, and we can kind of just trade a lot of misses. No. What are you guys doing? Okay. Well, the victory count at the top seems to think we've won a major victory. I'm not so sure. Don't know how that could have happened already, but brigade there. Now we want to be able to see him. And these guys, I don't know what to do with. Maybe when Thomas's brigade emerges behind them, behind the house, they can turn and shoot into their back. I'm surprised they've only taken 62 casualties. That's quite light. They're coming. I mean, considering the other side hasn't moved, and we kind of moved, maybe we're getting to close to halfway across the map, it's fine. Alright, so they broke. Rather move over here. Got a fire going on them. 75. Let's see how they do with marksmanship. Williams. They've taken a comparable number of casualties, and considering there were two groups shooting at Walker's detachment, I'm happy with how they've performed. You guys just gotta straighten yourselves out. You guys maybe move up a touch so you can actually shoot something. Yeah, this is something else for AI and polish. I mean, standing around and trading with skirmishers who are on three sides while you have cavalry that appears to be mounted is just a losing proposition. 95 to 14 in terms of kills, total casualties 750 to 13. Ooh, that was a neat little volley down here. Considering I thought skirmishers largely just independent fired, it looked like a volley. Pretty good smoke. Yeah, I like the smoke effects. Other people's, I think, have complained, and I've experienced low FPS. If you could see the FPS counter on the top of mine, it's the Steam one, I believe. It's getting 35, 36 on an OK system. I'd rather have the smoke and the low frame rate rather than not having them. Alright, we're moving up. Yeah, you're there. Yeah, I don't actually want you there. I don't really want you there either, but we'll move you over there. Smith, I think you're militia. You were militia. No, we don't want you to go that way. I want you to go that way. Walker, same thing. I want you to go that way. You, I don't know if they're gonna even show up this battle. I don't know if the infantry is going to be able to get into the fight here. It looks a little dubious at the moment. And 11 to 1%. it would be nice if the line could get set up, and for those who haven't seen it, want to see what it looks like when we get the actual full-on line battles going. That's pretty good. The RD does the they have airburst animations above the units they're shooting at. This unit here, Wind Coops, I'm not sure what they were shooting at. They were shooting in this direction. They didn't seem to impose any casualty on Walker. Shields may have taken a little bit of damage, but it did not seem that significant. And they pulled back. So, oops, did someone just zoom across the screen here? Okay, yeah, they're all going. And we'll see what happens. But the ticker at the top here has this all the way hard right for us. Loring, I think, was that these guys? Oh, it's these guys. Oh, I don't know where they took those casualties, but they definitely did, and they need to get moved out. Stable is fine, but it kind of portends that things are about to go badly if you keep them in there, and there's no reason to lose them, especially since we now shot up that other regiment, the other detachment. And so, yeah. I mean, the numbers are hard to believe, as in the first battle. I'm still not sure about that math, but okay. It almost works over here on the Union side, but it is what it is. So that will be the end of, I think this is episode 3. We'll call it there. We are still in late March of 1861, but so far things have gone relatively well for CSA. Yeah, I'm shocked by this, and this was in one of my reports to them. So that was an actual battle. I mean, we took 236 casualties, inflicted 1,300. No hit to their morale, and our experience, military experience, didn't rise at all. But again, it is early access. So, and that was a glorious victory. In case you weren't sure just how good a victory that was, glorious. But here we are. Overall, things are looking good. Kentucky is not yet ours. Maybe that'll be an episode 4 thing. Missouri is. McCall is on the march. And we have one siege going on. The Battle of Baltimore. I think we'll try to make this episode 4. Alright guys, until next time.